going out of business because it's not popular with the American people.
Well, it hasn't worked, and it hasn't worked really for a long time, and I would say pretty much from the beginning. Colbert has no talent. Howard Stern, it's a name I haven't heard. I used to do a show, we used to have fun, but I haven't heard that name in a long time. What happened? He got terminated?
Yeah, they're going to separate ways because I think what they're offering salary-wise is real low than what he's getting.
You know
now.
when he went down?
Internet. We got internet issue.
You know when he went down? No, before. When he endorsed Hillary Clinton, he lost his audience. People said, give me a break. He went down when he endorsed Hillary Clinton.
Mr. President,
Have you talked to Governor
Started
Cuomo?
interviewing Fed candidates yet?
Yeah, we've started the interviewing process. Scott and I and Howard, a lot of people, JD, we're all. Look, we have some great candidates. It's probably down to 3. He doesn't want the job. He said, do you like this job better?
Yes, sir.
I mean, he was a candidate, but I don't think he'll take it. I really don't think he'd take it,
Are there
actually.
any candidates from Wall Street, Mr. President?
Yeah, essentially, we're all from Wall Street, aren't we? You know, when you get right down to it, the term Wall Street. Yeah, please.
Yep, you made your tax cuts permanent. You mentioned that the tariffs are bringing in a ton of external revenue. You've opened up markets, the EU, Japan, South Korea, many others, to American goods like we've never seen before. How much growth can we expect in the economy now that this model of yours is sort of beginning to really take off?
Well, I think the growth is going to be unprecedented. I think we're going to have growth that's unbelievable. Now, remember, we're building and just starting to build a lot of these incredible plants. We talked about the electric facilities that we're building, the generating plants, electric generating plants. They're massive, and they're going to be great. And they're going to sell excess electricity into our grid. So we're going to be having much more electricity than we ever had. And those plants are going to be taken care of individually. I know Tim is building one in one of his big factories, but especially for AI because it needs so much electricity. So I appreciate the question very much. I think the growth is going to be unprecedented.
Mr.
Did
President,
you have a phone call with
about
Andrew
his New York
Cuomo?
City
Did you
mayoral
speak to
run?
Andrew
or-
Cuomo?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
Mr. President, have you been briefed on what Ghislaine Maxwell told Todd Blanche?
No, I haven't. Have
You
not.
don't know whether
I
it
don't
came up in
know.
the
I know Todd
conversation
is a
or
very
not?
respected person all over the country, all over the world legally, so I don't know.
Mr. President.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Will the new Fed governor be temporary?
We're probably going to go with a temp and then a permanent, I think.
Are the two
So the temp is going to be named, I'd say, over the next 2-3 days, and then we're going to go permanent.
Are the two Kevins the leading contenders for the permanent spot for the chair?
Well, the two Kevins? The two Kevins are absolutely, yeah. They're both very good.
Mr. President.
The two Kevins, very good.
Mr. President, is Vice President Vance hosting a gathering this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
Is he working on what?
Is he hosting some kind of gathering of top advisors this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
I don't know. I could ask you that question. I don't know of it, but I think, here's the man right here.
I saw it reported today, and it's completely fake news. We're not meeting to talk about the Epstein situation, and I think the reporter who reported it needs to get better sources.
Look, the whole thing is a hoax. It's put out by the Democrats because we've had the most successful 6 months in the history of our country, and that's just a way of trying to divert attention to something that's total bullshit. Okay? Yeah, please.
A new Gallup poll says that Elon Musk is the most unpopular public figure in the country right now. I'm wondering, do you miss having him around the White House, or is that poll accurate?
I don't know if the poll's accurate. I think he's a good person. I think he had a bad moment, really bad moment, but he's a good person. I believe that.
President Trump, are you keeping that 10 to 12-day deadline?
China is facing potential secondary sanctions for
Yeah.
Russian oil. Them having that tariff or sanction rather or not hinges on what going forward?
It may happen. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you yet, but we did it with India. We're doing it probably with a couple of others. One of them could be China. Yes.
Are you keeping that 10 to 12 12-day deadline that you had given Russia after today's talks?
Yeah, we're
Or-
pretty much getting close to it right now, but we're having very serious talks right now about getting out of Ukraine, getting it settled, getting it ended. Should have never started, would have never started. If I were president, it would have never started. I want to thank Tim Cook. He's a great, great man, a visionary, a businessman, just about every quality he can have other than athleticism. I don't know about that. I'm looking at him. I'm not 100% sure about you. You're a good athlete. I'll bet you're pretty good. I think he's good at everything, but I want to thank you very much, Tim. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks, guys. Cut it out. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, guys. Let's go. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Right behind you. Thanks, guys. You're right this way. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Come on over here.
Welcome back to the X-Ray Podcast. Yeah, that was a bit of the live of what Trump's comments about the Apple deal. I guess that's going down. Uh, Apparently, it looks like Apple's coming back to America, which is it's a good thing. It's gonna help with the jobs for sure, and it just feels better having uh, I guess companies that originated in our country to stay within our country. I believe that's the best thing that could happen in America. But for those that don't know me, my name is Robert, and my co-host Julio here at the X-Ray Podcast. We're just getting you information of the update of the active shooter that happened today, um, which again was very unfortunate. We have no details at that time of what happened, who was the shooter, was the shooter even part of the military? I believe they had theories that he must have been right to be into be access the facility, um, but it looks like
We have, yeah, we have
we
information.
do have some information. So uh, this is
Let me bring that to you.
yeah, here we go. We're putting it, see if you guys can see it. Right there underneath it, share this tab instead. And here we go. So um emergency medical personnel, now conditions of the wounded, numbers of casualties, victim identities. Okay. 5 soldiers are reported to be stable condition and were expected to recover. And are expected to recover. I'm sorry. Um, 3 of the 5 soldiers required surgery due to their injuries. 2 soldiers transferred to Memorial Health University Medical Center in Savannah, Georgia, a level 1 trauma center for additional care, likely due to severe of their injuries. Okay, victim identities. Let's see, little. Mhm. The shooting was carried out by Sergeant. Can you read that? I can't. Rayford. He was a 20-year-old automatic logistic sergeant who used a personal handgun to target his co-workers at the workplace within the 2BCT area. The victims were fellow soldiers who worked with Radford. So I wonder I wonder what happened. What caused this man to shoot his coworkers? I mean, I guess we have a video clip that we can show you that shows a little bit of the details. Um, just as soon as these pesky ads get out.
They are annoying. We got some ads, and we're about to give you some details on it. There we go. Let's share the screen right here.
All right.
Let me see if we can see it. So I don't see it. Let me see. Hold on.
You got to go to that.
Let me see here. Oh, never mind. It's my fault. It's
at Fort Stewart in Georgia.
This morning, shortly before 11 o'clock, an active duty soldier assigned to Fort Stewart, Georgia, shot and wounded 5 of his fellow soldiers here on Fort Stewart. Thankfully, all are in stable condition and all are expected to recover. The alleged shooter is in custody. We have reestablished security. I have lifted all lockdown measures on Fort Stewart, and there is currently no threat to the local community. I'd like to recognize and thank our Army law enforcement and medical personnel and our partners from local, state, and federal law enforcement and emergency services for their quick response and support. I would also like to thank the brave soldiers who immediately intervened and subdued the shooter. These soldiers, without a doubt, prevented further casualties. Our wounded soldiers were initially evacuated to Wynn Army Community Hospital right here on Fort Stewart. All arrived in stable condition, and 3 of the 5 required surgical intervention. 2 have been transported to Memorial Hospital in Savannah, Georgia for additional care. We have identified the alleged shooter as Sergeant Cornelius Radford, an automated logistics sergeant assigned to 2nd Brigade Combat Team. Sergeant Radford has not previously deployed to combat. Sergeant Radford has been interviewed by the Army Criminal Investigation Division and is currently in pretrial confinement, awaiting a charging decision by the Office of the Special Trial Counsel. Right now, our primary focus is first on caring for our injured soldiers and their families, and also supporting the soldiers of the Spartan Brigade. All of the families of the victims have been notified, and we're wrapping our arms around them and ensuring we provide them all the support that we can. Before I take questions, I want to remind you that this is an ongoing investigation and we're still gathering questions. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll now take your questions.
General Lewis Levine, Coastal News. Can you give us what unit he was assigned to and how long he served in the Army, if you didn't mention it?
Yeah, he is assigned to one of our sustainment units here in 2nd Brigade Combat Team at Fort Stewart. And I will have to confirm how long he served with us. Yes, sir.
Russ Bynum with the Associated Press. As best you can, knowing it's so early, can you walk us through where this happened, what happened in the shooting, and were the victims subordinates of the sergeants, or were they people over him in rank?
Yeah, right now it's premature, and we're gathering a lot of the information. What we know is this soldier, the shooting occurred at the soldier's place of work. It did involve his co-workers. We're still not certain about the motivations, but again, he's been interviewed by Army investigators, and we believe we'll gain more information here shortly. Yes, ma'am.
WSAB, do you know if this was any kind of training exercise, or were they cleaning any weapons, anything that you know so far?
No, ma'am. We don't have any reason to believe it had anything to do with a training event. Other than that, I can't state the motivations for this soldier.
We've heard that the shooter
Yes,
may
sir.
have been from Jacksonville, Florida. Are you able to confirm that? We also heard that he had maybe been arrested for a DUI recently.
Yeah, at this point, I can't confirm where he's from. We can follow up on that. I do believe he was arrested locally for a DUI that was unknown to his chain of command until the event occurred, and we started looking into the law enforcement databases.
Robin, now from the current, can you tell us whether or not that was a military weapon, or whether this was a personal weapon that the person brought on base?
Yes, ma'am. I can confirm it was not a military weapon, and we believe it was a personal handgun. Yes, sir.
Savannah Morning News. What does this mean for ongoing security measures that this situation was able to occur with a personal weapon?
Yeah, I'm very confident in the security of this installation. We've got a great partnership with local law enforcement. As you can see here at our gates, we have armed guards in protective equipment. This one's a bit difficult, and we're going to have to determine how he was able to get a handgun to his place of duty.
Alicia White News for Jags. Has the suspect had any prior disciplinary or behavioral issues on base?
No, ma'am, not that we're aware of. But again, it's early in the investigation, but not that I'm currently aware of.
I know that Maggio of WJCL Spice News, you mentioned that some soldiers helped subdue him. Do you know if his arrest ultimately did he surrender peacefully, or what's his arrest involved?
I don't have the details on that, but I know that his soldiers in the area that witnessed the shooting immediately and without hesitation tackled the soldiers, subdued him, that allowed law enforcement to then take him into custody.
And we've got time for one more question.
I know that you can't speak to the motivation, but if this turns out to be some situation where somebody had extremist beliefs or maybe classified as a terrorist attack, I mean, how does that change the basis of response or the basis of investigation moving forward?
Yeah, currently we have no reason to believe any of that is the case. However, we continuously assess the threat environment, both in the immediate area and across our Army and DoD installations, and we will address the threat level accordingly.
Do you have the rank of the shooter?
Yes, sir, he was a sergeant. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your questions, and again, thanks to the local responders and the local community for their help. Thanks, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
Well, all right. Yeah. So here's the picture of the individual, just for I guess clarity of what this person looks like. But Cornelius, ooh, sriracha, very spicy.
Very spicy.
But okay, so this is the individual. He is not very spicy at all.
Where is that coming from?
From the face, I think. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyways, this guy here. So, for you guys, again, pop it up. All right. So, this is the active shooter, and I will say that we kind of can use a little bit of logic of why he probably did it. And again, this is all speculation. This is just for entertainment purposes, and what I'm
Yes.
about to say.
Merely speculating.
Yep. But I mean, he got a DUI, so was on path to be dishonorably discharged. So I don't know how long he's been in the military. Does it say he's been there? Let me see. But if he's been there for a while, he's probably had some good investments in, his pension, his benefits.
He's definitely he probably been there for more than 3 years. That's a guarantee.
Okay.
3 to 4
20,
years.
yeah, because he's
minimum.
28. Because 28.
It's
So-
because of rank. It takes about 3 years to be promoted to E5, 3 or 4 years, depending on the point system, whatever. But it takes as a minimum 3 years. So he's been in the system for a little bit. He's not like a brand new guy.
So let me ask you this:
So he's been in for a while.
since you've been in the military,
Mhm.
your whole career, if he gets dishonorably discharged, he loses all the benefits, like everything that a veteran can get, or
Yeah, that's definitely. Once you're like a big case, or you get in trouble. Like people get in trouble for petty stuff,
yeah.
man, and they get a slap on the wrist. They call it Article 15, and that Article 15 is a punishment.
Okay.
All right, but you have articles below that, like 186, like disrespect or the NCO, whatever. They got different articles, like why you getting the Article 15. Right?
Okay.
So on this case, he probably have a DUI. He was arrested for it. So most definitely, he gonna get a severe punishment, which is probably like 45 days restriction and 45 days extra duty. Plus, after that, he looking for 2 ranks to be demoted
Oh, man.
and forfeiture of payment for like 2.5, like month and a half or 2 months half pay. He gonna get 50% cut of his payment or his salary. So you're looking at a possible chapter. Chapter means like getting kicked out.
Okay.
Under probably, like you were mentioning, dishonorable discharge, which entails he will not get any benefits whatsoever.
So basically, all the 3 years would be a waste, basically, because
yeah,
um,
definitely.
So that probably would push somebody to be like pissed off at his coworkers, I guess, because they probably, you know, it's like if I did something wrong, Julio would probably be like, "You dumb butt," you know,
Yeah.
what were you thinking, you know, and this and that, and you know, of course, a little bit of busting in my balls and stuff. So, but it's still not valid why he would do that. But I'm just saying, like, I guess that could be a motive of why he did this atrocity. I
Yeah,
mean,
that could be well of like he probably find out the his fate,
yeah,
like what will be the outcome most likely, and he probably went off the rails. He say like whatever, you know, if I'm going out with a bang, no pun intended, and he committed that crime, which is make it even worse because he could face death penalty
now,
under the UCMJ.
oh yeah, well, what he did now, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
he could face death penalty under UCMJ,
and then let me ask you
which is
this.
different from federal law. It's like
Correct.
military law.
So let me ask you this, Julio. Um, when you're in there and you're in his position,
Right.
would it be accurate to say that he has a tunnel vision that his whole world reflects on the military, so he forgets that there's a civilian world? Is it easy for one person to think that way?
It could, but it has. I mean, some people when about to lose it all, they don't care. You know, they don't think about the consequences. So if they're going down in the most people mind, like if you get in trouble, whatever, and you some people are understanding and they know they made a mistake and they take it like a man, and whatever. You know, they try to rectify. In this case, he was not, I guess, not able to do so, and no, he probably felt the walls are closing in on him.
Yeah.
And like you were mentioning, he lost every benefit. He lost every uh, possible future benefit, like getting a VA loan, going to college, all the stuff are like gone because the first thing they ask you when you do let's say for example, you're about to do a home loan from the VA, they ask you for the 214, and from the 214 they can get the certification.
And
And when they say that you were dishonorable discharge,
that would be the Section 8, right? Is what they call it?
something like that.
Yeah.
Once you get dishonorable discharge, it's done. You know, what I mean, they will deny you benefits.
Mm.
So he might be more than 15, 20 years. I seen E5 with like 16, 17 years, and he probably seen like my pension is gone, all my benefits are thrown away.
All the
For
GI
one
bills, all
situation,
the stuff,
all the stuff is
yeah,
gone.
the healthcare. I
Everything.
mean, you know, because there's a lot of benefits for joining the military, guys.
Right.
You know, and I mean, you got to think of it, man. You're given everything um for this country, and you're going through this training so that way you could be the best of what you can be, you know, because which I always loved about those commercials, because you know they train you, they lift you, they mold you, and it almost looks like they break you down, but they bring out the best of what you can be, right? So that's you know, it just pretty sad to see that, you know, this man probably thought, if this was the case, you know, obviously there probably must be some mental issues, or it could be, you know, some other beef that we don't know about,
Right.
maybe, you know, whatever it could be, I don't know. We're just speculating, of course.
So we have that case. So now we probably waiting on possible charges, and that will come months from now. They have to do the whole investigation, gathering where he got the weapon from, how he was able to come into post with that weapon, because you cannot even go on post unless you have a permission
Yeah.
with a handgun, unless you have a private range, and you have to basically notify at the gate like, hey, I'm going to the range, I'm bringing my own weapon, and they have to like make sure you have a lock on and all that stuff. You have to separate the
Just a
ammo from the weapon.
typical,
Yeah, typical search.
yeah.
But in some posts, in some military posts, they no longer have a range, so you cannot go in there with a gun or a handgun or any type of firearm. So I guess it's gonna bring back security protocols are gonna be in place to fix what happened here. You know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff to be learned from this situation. So if you are in Georgia and Fort Stewart, you might see a lot of changes, a lot of training, a lot of retraining.
Hence a military version TSA, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
pretty much.
We're gonna check every crevices of your body.
Yeah.
We're gonna make you cough as many times as needed.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Remind me back in 2001 when the 9/11 happened. I was stationed in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and when the 9/11 happened, it changed everything. Like it changed the airports, it changed the way you come into post. Uh, it changed the whole thing. And we were checking at the gate. We were checking cars like day and night, 24 hours.
Wow.
Uh, inside now we have canines, and we got the whole 9 yards. So this will change how you come into you come into post, and it's going to change the landscape. How to deal with this type of situation, and it's going to permeate to different posts and different bases. So it's going to be crazy.
Hector, very good point. Yet he is not the first or the last that would get punished from the army.
Right.
Just couldn't accept responsibility for what he has done.
Yep.
Facts right
Hector,
there.
right.
And again, that's speculating what we think, right?
Yep.
But man, dude,
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy how people go off the rails and commit crimes like this. It reminds me what happened in 2009 in Fort Hood. Remember that shooting in 2009?
Correct.
And then it happened again in 2019 in Pensacola, and now we have this mass shooting. So, yeah, talking to Hector, yeah, he was my NCO during the 9/11. Yeah, I remember that. I was his student.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Shout out to Hector. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, he was a retired command sergeant major, great guy, good fisherman. It's a good guy. So hopefully I see you soon on the fishing tournament whenever it's coming up. So hopefully we see each other again. But yeah, that's what happened nowadays, man. It's crazy how these people go off the rails and commit this type of crime and hurting all the people they got probably nothing to do with it too. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I'm glad they are alive,
coworkers. Yeah, just regular coworkers. Imagine, this guy's probably stressing about getting kicked out or losing his all his benefits and whatnot, and then somebody like me that always likes to bust on people's balls, would probably caught him in the wrong day, and now he went all postal on me,
Yeah.
So
You get capped.
Yep.
You get capped. Hope to see you soon, brother. Hope to see you soon. So we're gonna move on to the next story today.
There is so much,
man.
There's so much, bro. From the Texas representatives to what the Epstein files,
Yes, sir.
to the P Diddy's, the claim that he supposedly off himself, and then it's not true. There's just so much out there right now.
It is.
It's insane.
Howard Stern, just to bring to the point, Howard Stern
Yep.
Show got canceled.
Yep.
I mean, that show he's been on air for what?
For years, dude.
For years.
The 70s, late 70s, maybe
Yeah,
early 80s.
He been on air for about
Let me
close
fact
to
check
30.
myself.
I would say plus 30 years. Let me know down below. But I've been knowing Howard Stern for so many years, and I'm glad that he got away, because that dude was crazy. He was bringing some off the wall content.
I will tell you this, and
What I didn't like
Mhm.
is how he made fun of Dana Plato.
Oh, he's from 1980s.
You remember Dana Plato from the
Negative.
Different Strokes?
No, I
Arnold and Willis. Remember Different Stroke when the two black kids got adopted by the millionaire?
Oh,
Remember the
yes,
show?
yes.
You
Now
know,
I
got
do know,
Dana
yeah.
Plato was
Yeah,
there.
okay, yeah.
And she died. She commit suicide.
Yeah, I'm
That
just gonna see.
because she suffered from.
Oh, yeah, I remember this
She was
now.
suffering
Dana Plato.
from drug problems. So
Dude.
the day before, she went to Howard Stern, and he offered her cocaine,
Bro.
and he making fun of her. And then sadly, she committed suicide the day after.
Well, and then here's the thing, too. I used to listen to Howard Stern, a little bit of it, but yeah, he would go off the rails.
Yeah.
But again, that's part of freedom speech. I guess we grew up in an era where this was either there was topics you hated, some topics you liked, I will tell you there was this one episode, and I know this is probably close your ears, everybody, what I'm about to say, but he had a small penis contest. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, no.
I will tell you this: if you feel uncomfortable of your size, watch that. And you'll feel way better there. I just couldn't believe it. But anyways, yeah, he would go stuff like that, like off the wall. In case you guys don't know, Howard Stern would talk about the stuff that everybody would be afraid to talk to. Here in the last decade or so, when the cancel culture started, he kind of fell in line into trying not to get canceled. So he obviously catered to the left. But yeah, he he would push through essay,
Right.
content and stuff like that. He would for sure um he would push the limits. It's kind of like South Park, but except on crack, you know? That's what Howard Stern was. But yeah, he was bad. And after seeing what she's talking about, I looked up Dana Plato, and yeah, it's this chick right here. Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, it was bad how he made fun of her by offering drugs the day before, like on his show, and then the day after that she commits suicide, which is very sad. And she felt embarrassed. He basically embarrassed her like on national radio back then. Like I think he was one of the first kind of like pioneers on SM radio, on
Correct.
satellite radio, and then
and
kind of like a
and it's
podcast
crazy
deal.
because it's like he was one of the first, like
Mhm.
he said, the XM radios where it was kind of like, because I don't know if people remember this, people our age, but you wouldn't say cuss words on radio. You couldn't say certain things. That's why they had a parental advisory.
Right.
And so to avoid that, because there were some people that were like, man, I want to hear explicit, I want freedom. So they would get XM radio. And he was like one of the people that, because he was on regular radio, and they basically told him like, hey, you can't be saying that. But he was like, nah, I'm going to keep doing it because I'm getting, listeners. So anyways, but I kind of think that morphed into what we have now with podcasts, what we're doing now, the only difference is obviously some of us try to keep some type of quorum, like some type of make it suitable for everybody to hear. But dude, I will say this: some people are happy that he's gone, and some people are. I'm more of the, I'm only disappointed because there's someone that pushed the line into freedom of speech. But at the end of the day, the last decade, like I said, he was kind of like falling off. So, it's whatever. But I heard Jasmine Crockett, dude. Oh man.
Oh, Jasmine.
If I ever see Jasmine, and if she ever hears this or sees this, which eye am I supposed to follow? Because she's looking this way like that, and I don't mean to. I mean, it's funny and all, right? I mean, I'm not perfect, I got a chipped tooth and whatever, but I could fix that. I got fat cheeks, but her, man. I mean, I'm serious. I try to look, but it's so distracting. I don't know which one's staring which. But yeah, let's play this clip, and y'all are gonna start paying attention to her eye watch, I'm sure. It's so mean. I might be Howard Stern, the next Howard Stern.
No, don't become.
No, I know that guy is a creep.
I don't care how many black MAGA out there with their hats.
Bear with us.
It's not her. It's the internet. It's not her. I mean, I know she does that too. You'll see this little spinning thing where it's loading.
Yeah.
That usually happens right here.
Yeah.
With her, but apparently right now it's not her.
It's been like that since they start building the subdivision, whatever. So,
but you see that we're streaming pretty good, right?
I hope so. Let us know
let us know in the comments if we're glitching. We're probably.
I want to be clear when we look at who it is that he's kicking out of this country as people of color. This is a person that has a problem with people of color. Period.
No. President Trump is doing a great job, better than any Republican that is
in modern
run
history.
when it comes to black men.
The Democratic Party has done a very good job of is bringing up racism a lot. And I'm gonna tell you something. Byron and I aren't slaves, and nobody that's living today is a slave owner. We have moved on.
Ain't nobody stopping a black man from voting in the United States of America.
Mhm.
It ain't
I know
happening.
that's right.
And the idea that we are sitting here right now from majority white districts, the both of us, as strong black men, it's supposed to tell you that we are living Dr. Martin Luther King's dream. We are literally being judged not by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. So stop that. So what's in the best interest of our family
Wait, are they debating with her?
from a
Nah,
policy
I
standpoint?
wouldn't-
Easy. It's the Republican Party.
And if you always do what you've always done, which is voting for Democrats, you're going to always be where you've always been. More inflation and
Okay.
not getting ahead. And
I was,
wondering why
I was
things
about
aren't working
to
out.
I was about to applaud Jasmine Crockett because from what I hear, she doesn't want to debate. So
she's never won a debate. And is in Illinois?
Yeah,
Did she
Chicago.
left? She got until they got until Friday, 1 p.m. if I'm not mistaken, right?
or else she's gonna have to flee or
face
pay
the consequences of being kicked out of their
and the
legislative.
fine is $400,000.
The fine,
There's gonna be a fine.
$400,000,
$400,000.
and the forfeiture their seat too, right?
Yep.
Damn.
So she's gonna have to. I think she said. Who was it? What she was talking to? She said, "Oh my
Probably
gosh,
nobody.
I need to flee with her to what country? I forgot." But she was saying, "I need to flee with her maybe because they won't accept talent." I think we put it on our page, but yeah, dude, yeah, she's gonna have to pay $400,000. But then again, the Democrat Party they have money, right? I mean, they've spent
This is it right here.
no. See, this is what was going on to last time. I had post something and I don't see it no more.
Yeah.
But then if you look at the notifications, anyways, but back to Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats that are in Chicago. Yeah, they got a deadline and it seems like they're gonna have to pay $400,000.
Yeah, it's right here. Let me show
Yeah.
you. Let me move this to the side. We had two monitors. It's kind of crazy sometimes, but let's see right here, so people see it. I will bring it up to the forefront.
All right.
Bear with me.
Sorry, guys. All right, but yeah, dude, it's crazy. $400,000 in fines. Yep, a penalty.
It's right there.
Yep, it is.
400,000.
Yep, that's insane.
They're not playing games with this. Bro.
Mm-mm. But okay, guys, for all you people that are out there, because I seen on TikTok that a lot of people were commenting saying that when we posted this that oh well, two wrongs don't make a right, but it's like Republicans have always been playing this game, and the Democrats have been playing this other game, and they've been winning because this other game has these rules that they're obviously able to do, and we've been trying to play this old game, and that's why we've been losing. That's why we've lost so many grounds and districts, and that's why there's so many Dems out there in the districts. There are not that many of them in population, but there are a bunch of them in these districts, right? So now that we're actually paying attention and trying to play their game, they're getting mad, right? So we're playing their game because we're able now to play their game because we have control to do that. And this is the result of it. That's why they're running away. But what did y'all think about Donald Trump being on the roof? I mean,
dude, that was funny. You see the meme? Like they're going to deport him anyway.
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
dude. But you know what? Have you ever watched The Office?
No, I have not.
You never watched The Office. Oh, if all you guys have watched The Office, remember this. Remember when Michael Scott was on the roof and he was gonna jump on a bouncy house? This reminds me of that. I don't know why, but it does. And they were like, "Michael, get down from there." When the news reporters, "What are you doing up there?" So this is funny, bro.
So let's play this clip real quick about Donald Trump talking to
the news media on the roof.
Let's do
which
it.
is funny.
Yeah.
Financed by me, so you know where it's contributed. Just like my salary is contributed.
Think Joe Biden could ever do that? President Trump showing up on the White House roof, doing a home inspection on the renovation projects he's got in the pipeline. 47 is a living metaphor for how he towers over the Democrats, who are currently screaming how the roof's on fire. Hiding out in blue states during a gerrymander battle royale in Texas that could give the GOP 5 new seats, which 47 says he's earned.
California's gerrymandered. We should have many more seats in Congress in California. It's all gerrymandered. And we have an opportunity in Texas to pick up 5 seats. We have a really good governor, and we have good people in Texas. And I won Texas. I got the highest vote in the history of Texas, as you probably know. And we are entitled to 5 more seats.
Texas officials still on the hunt for the 51 derelict Dems, with Senator John Cornyn calling on the FBI to round them up. These runaway Democrats think they're Bonnie and Clyde, but the only problem? Their Tommy guns are loaded with wimpy words.
This is a new Democratic Party. We're bringing a knife to a knife fight. We need to get to fair rules across the nation and not have Democrats showing up with a butter knife to a gunfight.
We have shown up to a gunfight with nothing but good intentions and dull knives.
Our sleeves are rolled up and we're ready to take this fight. We are ready to fight fire with fire.
But we're not running away. We're running into the fight.
We're asking for help. Maybe just as they did back in the days of the Alamo.
So let me tell you this. Okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here, Julio. And for all the people that are seeing this right now, bear with me before you guys decide to scroll or whatever. But okay, the Dems seem to have an issue with words, you know? And I'm going to say this like this because they're saying they're fighting, but then they're running away. Like, you know what I mean? Is that a fight? You know, if they're saying that a guy is a girl or can be a girl or a guy can have a period,
right?
You know, and starting to see the pattern here that maybe they don't understand words. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think?
They just rather to, I believe, just basically going through emotions. You know, they just like they find out we are playing the same game that we're playing because they did the gerrymandering in Illinois a couple years ago.
Yep.
And they did it.
These facts.
They did it in Houston.
Yep, they
in
did.
Texas.
Yep, they did. I have this fact right now.
You know, we're gonna bring it up. So they did it. They tried to do it in Houston, and in the last podcast we were talking about since 1973, we have not have a majority, right?
Correct.
On the legislative in Texas. In what district was that? District 18, I believe.
Yep, District
18. We didn't have a Republican. So now we are getting traction and getting the chance to get more seats. Now they're crying about it. But they were not crying about it when they're trying to super PAC the Supreme Court.
Yep. They were. They were
trying
about that.
They're trying to do that, and when we stop them, they got mad.
Yep.
They're like, how? Come on, make it plain. Like,
make it
explain
make
that to me.
sense.
Make it make sense. Like for some things that you're trying to move forward with, we have to approve it. But now since we basically flipped the script, they hate it. So this is a game that we're playing. Man, 2025, the Republicans not playing games.
No.
Finally, they wake up.
We're finally doing something for America. So in 1991, the legislative redistricting from the Democrats, fully controlled, that's when they did it. They did it again in 2001 and 2002. This is here in Texas alone. So yes, Democrats have redistricted Texas in the past, notably in the early 90s, when they fully controlled the state government. However, since the early 2000s, redistricting has been dominated by Republican legislators. Okay. Today's conflicts stems from another mid-decade proposal by the Republicans, prompting the Democrats to break the delay tactic. So basically, it's been both. So we've been doing it. But yeah, the Democrats have been doing it for sure. And you could tell by the way we were showing the map the last podcast. If you haven't seen it, we showed the maps of the district when we're talking about Sylvester, what was his last name? The May Turner, Sylvester Turner.
Yeah.
When he passed away. Right now it's vacant, right? So we're trying to redistrict it, because if you look at that map, man,
I'm gonna pull it up. Let me-
yeah, it's District 18, Houston. But dude, I mean, people, it's so crazy. And if you lived in Houston, you know those areas. They've specifically made sure to conflate the numbers to their favor. And this is very yeah. See, look at that. Okay, I mean, dude, and did you see the one that goes from Austin to San Antonio? Like that is outrageous, dude. There just doesn't make sense. Why it would be like this? Like,
Yeah.
why would this be like that? While normal districting should be like in areas, like specific areas, like location, like in this case, Galena Park would be one phase all the way up to whatever. But the way they drew it like that, and they're gonna say, well, the zip codes and this and that, but they come up with whatever they come up with.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, that is
That is weird.
that is not efficient at all, for sure.
It's not. And now we are moving forward to change this and make it more efficient and make it more equitable for everybody.
Yep.
Because we're spreading the numbers to everybody, have the same opportunities, and now they're crying about it.
Yeah,
I mean, they
because-
should look at it like, okay, we're gonna get 5 more seats too.
Yeah, the reason why they think the Republicans are gonna get those seats, because if you were to divide, and we're just talking about Houston,
Mhm.
we're not talking about all Texas, because the ones they got more is South Texas, and they made it to where all the Democrats are overpopulated more than the Republicans. So, and the way you can do that is because the ghettos, right? Unfortunately,
Projects, yeah.
the people that are less educated is what they say, right? Which I don't think that's the case. Everybody came out and voted this time around, and
Yeah.
they were voting for Trump, but they hold those districts. And I think the reason why they think 5 seats are going to come out of this is, and just by looking at Houston, if they do this, basically they're going to spread those Democrat votes and Republican majority places. So
Let me look for the proposed redistricts.
yeah, that's another good thing. If we can see the map of the proposed districting, which I think they show the whole. I don't think they show every city. Which, if they want to be transparent, I would, and I'm a Republican, and I'm criticizing the Republican Party. If you guys are going to do this, show us what the redistrict proposed would look like. Well, that's okay. So Senate, 6th district, 13th, 15th, and 17th.
Yeah, let me show this tab.
Yeah, I think it's this one right here. But yeah, so see, you're basically spreading it. It's instead of having that big old loop around, it's more evenly.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks the same.
It looks the same. It's just a minor, like for example here, like the Katy area. I would say this is Pearland, Sugarland, I think somewhere in there.
Yeah.
They basically are adding, instead of adding this little appendix here, they just like cut it up and just keep this here, instead
So,
of.
and this is just Houston. So this is not like really.
Yeah.
It's not really.
It's not so much.
Yeah, like not enough for them to make the claim that, oh, we're, offsetting the election to our purpose.
Yeah, for one example, the Bel Air and the University Place, it will move from 17 to the 15. That's one thing. Let's see if they.
Ooh, look at that. So see, you don't no longer see that big deal.
Yeah, you don't have that loop around Houston area, and that's why I guess they are
Okay, this is the Houston ISD. So this is the ISD.
Yeah.
But man, so I mean, it just we do need to get it somewhere where it makes sense. And I think by the districting they want, it's really gonna be wait, what does this one say? MS.
Yeah. We're trying to find a video of where we can.
Yeah, we're trying to get a good map of the redistricting proposed.
Yeah. So we're gonna get that map right here. Let's see if we can actually get a video.
Okay, yeah. So this is Houston. What's the date on this?
This
Make
is
sure.
6 days ago.
Okay, so here we go.
We're gonna play this video. Show this video to you guys. There you go.
Districts in Texas. We've been closely following this heated debate as President Trump tries to flip as many as 5 Democratic congressional seats to Republican. Let's take a look at the current congressional maps. First up, District 18, see it right here, has been vacant since the passing of Congressman Sylvester Turner. Highlighted in orange, it kind of wraps around in a circle here in the middle of the county.
Yeah, see that.
Let me cut it short.
But you see how 2, 36, and 8. See, that makes sense. 38, 29, even. But you see how 29 goes within downtown or within that area?
Mhm.
It's like they purposely redistricted that way to gain votes.
Yep.
But I think we have
We have a special guest.
Yep, we have a special guest.
We couldn't have it on Monday. We have some. No, he got some stuff to take care of, but we have him today. You probably seen him all over the internet because he was. I mean, I follow him honestly. I'm not saying because he's here. I've been following him for at least about a year and a half.
And see, I the opposite. I really, I'm a big Trump supporter. I really didn't know until Julio introduced me. And he's like, "Oh man, you got it. Adam Francisco. He's, and I'm like, okay. And then I told him, well, I'm really not. I don't know who you're talking about. And then he's like, what? I'm like, he's like, where have you lived, under a rock? And I was like, bro. And then he showed me a video, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen this guy, but I haven't followed him. But yeah, I've seen him everywhere.
I don't know how he can handle the left lunatics on the street,
dude. Yeah, hats off to people like him.
I don't know how he can handle because I would be throwing punches.
I seen this one, which we'll bring him in. I don't want to spoil everybody, but
let's bring him in. Let's give him a welcome to.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Nice to meet you guys.
How are you doing?
I gotta say, your studio is absolutely gorgeous. Holy crap! Wow.
Hey, we are in the garage. Don't be surprised. This is a garage. We just like
really.
We make it nice and pretty for you.
And your camera's so high quality. That's incredible.
Yeah, I got it close to my face, man. It's like I can lick the lens if I wanted to. So, Adam, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right today. How about you guys?
Man, doing great. I've been following you for about a year and a half, to be honest, since I got into this politics. Because I was in the military for all my life, and I was apolitical. I was just like you. I was a leaning Democrat until that speech of Obama when he came up saying he will fundamentally change America. And for me, being the military, when he took over, when he took out the don't ask, don't tell, and when he started introducing men to female bathrooms, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That I was like, no, this is my you're line stepper, like remember like so you he was line stepping, and that moment for me it was like the catalyst. I could no longer take it. So then Donald Trump came out. I became close to be watching politics more, and since 2015, man, I'm like I lose friends. I lost a lot of friends because when Donald Trump came out, I was like, this guy is a dynamo. And people say like, man, you're stupid, you're brainwashed. I'm like, man, whatever, he's gonna win. People didn't believe me, but he won. And after that, I lost like 25 friends.
Of course.
And I was like, oh, it's okay. But I want to hear about you, man, because you were a Democrat too, and
Yeah.
you were vocal about it. Tell me what was the tipping point for you when you became Republican?
Yeah, so I actually moved to Thailand. I was living in Thailand back in 2019, and it was the first time that I was really removed from America, like that far. So I had all the time in the world in Thailand by myself to just like think about stuff, right? And one thing that I had noticed was that there was this entire like MAGA movement, but I had no access. I didn't know anybody in MAGA. I thought MAGA was like a neo-Nazi white supremacist thing because that's what I was told for so long, right? So I said, you know what? I'm just going to start to do a little bit of research with my free time out here. And the first thing that really woke me up was the Charlottesville hoax, which is when they claimed that Donald Trump said that there were very fine people on both sides. And so I watched the full video, and it turns out he actually did condemn neo Nazis and white supremacists. But what the media did was the media did not play that part of the clip. So they selectively edited the video. And that's the first time I was like, wait, so they're lying about that? What else are they lying about? And then 2020 came around and we had the BLM riots, we had the COVID medical mandates. And those were the two things that really pushed me over the edge was watching blue cities getting burned down and nothing happening to the rioters. And then secondly, with the medical mandates, because I was going to the gym 5, 6 days a week at the time. I was reading online that vitamin D, sunshine's probably like two of the healthiest things you could do to prevent the illness. But at the same time, they were trying to lock us indoors. They were trying to restrict us from going to the gym. And I remember I had to go to the gym one day and I had to wear a mask on the treadmill. I don't know if you guys ever tried running on a treadmill with a mask on, but if you start sweating and that mask gets wet, you essentially
Waterboarding.
you start to waterboard yourself. Suddenly, you can't breathe anymore. So all these kind of like little experiences just started adding up, and I was like, this is absolutely nuts. So I started to like voice my opinion on Facebook a little bit, and that's when my left wing network started to kind of push me out. And just like you said, you lost 25 friends. I lost a ton of friends back in 2020 as well. But instead of it making me feel bad, it actually emboldened me. I kind of took. Am I allowed to curse on this channel?
Yes, you can.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You're
All right.
free.
All right, good. I basically was like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm going to become the most obnoxious Trump supporter possible because this is kind of what you guys created by making me feel so like ostracized, isolated, blacklisted. And so I started to wear my hat in public, which kind of evolved into Trump flag waves. And now I go to protests in my Trump hat and I try to expose the insanity of these left wing protesters.
Yeah, and it's just so nuts, right? I mean, like they were the party of inclusion and everything, and arms wide open until you don't fall in line with their beliefs. Because I used to be a Democrat as well, you know. Um, uh, I voted for Obama. That was my first time voting on his second term, no, first term, and man, when I seen about the National Defense Authorization Act of 2012, when he labeled Christians as terrorists, you know, I started paying attention. I was like, wait, when did he sign this? On New Year's? I'm like, why did he sign it on New Year's? And then, you know, I started, like you said, I started, you know, diving in, investigating. Then I found about the Fast and Furious Act. And then I was like, man, he was writing all these bills that had good titles but had some deeper meaning. And obviously I was always hesitant with the Republicans, right? Because they did the same too. There was only one old guy named Ron Paul, I believe, or is it Rand Paul? No, Ron Paul, I think.
Ron Paul and Rand Paul's the son.
Yeah, and man, you know, he wanted to run a bill that said one bill, one legislation act or something like that. And I was like, man, that's cool, but nobody wanted to do that. And then you know, my guy was Ted Cruz when he was running, but then Trump, you know, lying Ted. And then when he won the primaries, I mean, you know, I voted for him, but I was on the fence too with Trump because I was like, man, you know, he talks like us or like me, He doesn't have that charisma like Obama did, the political correctness. And that was the thing back then at that time. But,
Yep.
once he started dropping these facts, though, like, when he told Hillary Clinton, hey, if you didn't, yeah, of course, I'm going to not pay taxes. You wrote the law. If you didn't want me to do it, then change the law. And then I was like, dang, so I was like, man, this guy, he's onto something. Then when he said about NATO at the time, he's like, what is NATO? Why do we need it? What is it? And then, everybody was saying like, oh man, this guy's an idiot. How does he not know what NATO is? But then if you actually dive in why NATO was even invented or what's its purpose was, and then you realize, oh man, that question makes sense. Because it was about the Soviet Union, which the USSR, it doesn't exist no more. So why do we need NATO, right? But so that's what he meant by that. And I guess Trump throws these little one-liners that it goes over a lot of people's heads, and unless you take that mindset to dive into it, you realize this he's actually pretty smart. He just don't tweet. You know what I mean? But at least that's what was my thought process.
I agree with you. When he said that to Hillary Clinton in the debate in 2016, I think that's when he won. That I think was one of the contributing factors to him winning the election, when he called out the fact that all of her rich donors and all of her rich buddies, they're taking advantage of the same tax loopholes that he does.
Yeah.
And that's something when I go out and I go to these protesters, a lot of protesters, they're against the idea of billionaires. They're against the idea that billionaires pay less in taxes percentage wise than they do. And when you think about it, it's because our tax code is it's complicated. It's thousands of pages long, but the rich people, they can afford lawyers, attorneys, accountants that can actually manipulate and find these loopholes. So it's not really the billionaires I blame, because I think if anybody, especially these Democrats, if they became billionaires, they'd be using the same loopholes that these rich people do. If anything, we just have to alter the tax code and clean it up. But until that happens, they're just taking advantage of the law. And it is what it is.
And see, here's the thing. This is what a lot of people do not realize, especially if you never own a business. But if you notice, when they're saying tax the rich people are right there too. Yeah, tax the rich, because they don't own anything. On paper, they don't own anything. Their corporations own their house, their cars, you know what I'm saying? So they're just they get scot-free from actual purse. That's why they don't have liquidation money. They have it all like, oh, this is what I'm worth. This is what I generate. So this is what I get credit from. And people don't realize that when you got somebody like us that are trying to start a business, well, we're having liquidation money. We have money and we're trying to, but we're getting taxed. We're getting screwed because we don't know these loopholes, right? And that's why and like you said, though, like it's not so much the billionaires, because at least they're running a product or their business, whether they were handed down by, gifted by their parents or whatever, generation wealth, but they're bringing something versus people like Bernie Sanders, who's never had a job in his life and he's a millionaire. How does that work? That is corruption right there.
Same as Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi, multimillionaires
exactly.
from public service.
Make that make sense, like AOC. Does she have that much money? And of course, it's not verified that she does have $33 million or $17 million, whatever that claim is. We don't know, right? But it is alarming. And there was one thing that changing the topic. I wanted to commend you for this one scene, which I think Julio is looking for, but this one guy, you were spitting facts on him. You were being very respectful, and this guy goes ballistic out of nowhere. It's like a demon just turned on him, and it's like, you better get off me. I'm gonna beat you. And you're just calm and collected, man. I told Julio, man, if that would have happened to me, bro, I would have gone to jail.
That's the thing, though. I think that if you're going to attend left-wing protests where you know that these people are unhinged, right? You know that they could snap at any moment. You have to know about your own self and your own personality. Are you able to de-escalate? Are you able to stay cool, calm, and collected? Because if you can stay those ways in those circumstances, then I think going to these protests as a Trump supporter is actually relatively safe, because I could, de-escalate. But if you know that you're the kind of person that has a problem de-escalating, then I don't know if going to these protests is going to be recommended, because there are going to be so many opportunities where you want to slap the shit out of these people based on
Yeah.
what they're saying, how they're behaving, they're threatening, the way that they kind of square up on you. But ultimately, I'm there with a smile. I really don't go there with any ill intent. I go there to have conversations. I go there so that I can hear what lies they're believing, so that when I put together my YouTube video, I can fact check them for my audience. So even if I don't fact check them in real time at the moment, I don't really care, because I can't convince them anyway. These are the most left wing people. So for me, it's all about expose the lunacy, show how wrong they are, and then just fact check them on my YouTube video. And that's kind of what I've done.
Yeah, like let the viewer see what
Correct.
what you're going through. And I again, props to you, dude, because I mean you look like a very well-shaped guy. You could have handled that dude easily, but man, that dude was just like, oh man, but it's crazy because at first he was like he was giving you I guess his interpretations and stuff, and then you were just like calling him out on it, and I guess you put him in that corner where he couldn't, like, it wasn't making sense, so he just like he basically just started to threat. Wait, it wasn't that one. No.
I will say though that
Omicron.
sometimes I do undercover videos where I try to go undercover, where
Yeah.
I try to dress up like a Democrat, or I try to act like, I'm one of them. But the thing that does give me away is, and this is not even a joke, this is just the honest truth, the fact that I exercise and the fact that I have decent muscle mass, I think automatically exposes me as a non-Democrat, because the truth is, and it's called stereotypes for a reason. Most Democrat men, they don't lift weights, from what I've noticed. A lot of them do not lift weights. And I mean, even the research says that Democrat men tend to have lower testosterone on average than Republican men do. So when I come in, and look, we're probably going to talk about this. I'm fighting a terminal illness right now. I have kidney failure. So if you guys saw me before kidney failure, I was probably about 15 pounds bigger of muscle. I was way more jacked than I am now. But it is really telling that, like, whenever I show up to these events with other Republican guys, we're all significantly bigger than they are. We have bigger arms, bigger chest, bigger builds. We just like look more like what a real man's supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it does backfire when I'm trying to go undercover.
I just sent it to you. No, and dude, you're absolutely right. That's when the whole what's his name? Andrew Tate was talking about their beta males and the whole alpha male, And then there was a thing where they're like, cancel the frat boys that are muscular. And I was like, man, they're for being healthy, but yet you want to accept what's that? Lizzo, the 400-pound. That's so crazy.
There's a whale, man.
I know. Okay, so here's the video. But we're about to show you, but it's not that chick. It's the one that is that. It is that one though, but it's
Okay.
about to it's kind of towards the middle.
Yeah, let me put that
Oh
on.
man,
It is crazy nowadays how I cannot go undercover. Definitely can't. Because I don't lift weights anymore, but I look in decent shape. And
Yeah,
I
but you
cannot-
guys look masculine, and you guys don't look like you're out of shape. You look
I
masculine.
know,
you know?
I have to dye my hair blue,
Well,
and I have to wear
the
rings on my
camera.
nose.
The table is hiding my gut.
That's
But then
crazy.
again, that's the dad bod. So I guess
Yeah.
we fall in.
That's the video right here.
Right.
That's the video. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
it.
can see it. All right, let's play this
Let's
video
play
real
this
quick.
video for the viewers.
You're gonna get deported from him.
I'm gonna what?
He's gonna deport you.
Why would I get deported? I'm a U.S. American citizen.
No way.
Why would I get deported? Why would you say such a racist thing to me? Why would you say such a racist thing?
Because you don't look like a white American. That's why.
I'm still American. Huh?
He doesn't like that though. Doesn't care.
Why would you be so racist?
These people are racist for sure, dude.
I know they are. They losing it, man. They are.
I thought it was this one, but yeah, no. But dude, that is nuts, bro. Just because we look a certain way, and they're the ones that bring up the race. It's like
they're projecting.
Exactly.
They are
It's
projecting.
like
That's all
dude,
they do all day.
They always tell me, like, when I get into these debates with the leftists, they always tell me, they always end up like, I hope you get deported. And I go, you know what? Me too, because I got a good lawyer and I'll be coming out with $1 million because I'm an American citizen. So if they deport
Yeah,
me,
I always say that ICE has never stopped me. By the way, just for the record, ICE has never. I've never seen ICE. No one's ever questioned my citizenship here. But if I were to get stopped by ICE, let's just say, number one, that would be such a viral content gold
Yep.
that I would welcome being stopped by ICE. Like, please stop me because that's going to be a viral clip for me. But number two, if I were to get detained, especially being on dialysis, that's the machine behind me that I use to live. Like you just said, that's a pretty nice lawsuit. So it'd be a payday and it'd be a viral content. So I actually would not mind if ICE did detain me because I know I wouldn't get deported. Where are they going to send me? I'm an American citizen. I'm only an
They're gonna
American
find
citizen.
out. Yeah, they're gonna find out like, oh, we messed up. And all I'm gonna do is the first thing I tell everybody is like, okay, anytime you get locked up, am I being detained? Yes. Okay. So I have the right to remain silent. You're making a mistake, but I have the right to remain silent. Let them do it. And they're gonna keep asking you questions. I don't answer questions. And let them take, whatever they're gonna
That's
take.
the key is usually whenever the police do stop you and let's say they're doing something unlawful or you think is wrong, it's always best to comply in the moment and not even put up a fight about it. Just comply and deal with it in court. Deal with it with the law. Deal with it with a lawsuit.
Yeah, all they're doing is just reporting. They have no power to be like, oh, you're innocent, so I'm not gonna arrest you. That's
Let me
not.
tell you something. I've been stopped by the police probably about 5 times in the past 3 years in my car. Typically, it's been for. I'll just be honest with you guys. This will be public, I guess. Now, once was distracted driving. The cop saw me on my cell phone while I was driving,
Everyone.
and the other 4 times were quote unquote speeding. Of those 5 times I got stopped, do you know how many times I got a ticket? 2 times, 2 out of 5 times. Once was distracted driving, and once was speeding. The other 3 times, no ticket. The cop just gave me a warning and said, "Go on your way. Just slow down a little bit," because I'm always very respectful, very polite. Roll the windows down, hand on the steering wheel. I do have to admit, though, I have Trump stickers on my car in the back window, so that might help a little bit. And secondly, I have 4 small little dogs, which that also could help a little bit. It humanizes me. So I've only had good experience with police. It's more likely I won't get a ticket than I will when I get stopped. So again, I comply. I'm respectful, and I think that's why I get good outcomes.
Yeah, and it's just like, man, and where real quick, where do you reside?
I'm in Tampa right now.
Oh, okay. So you're in Florida, man. That's
What about
good.
you?
My sister's in Tampa. We're in Houston, Texas.
Oh, okay.
We're really in like the north side of I guess this would be Magnolia.
There's Magnolia.
Magnolia, and I live in a town called Cut and Shoot.
Are you Mexican American?
Yes, my dad is from Acapulco, Mexico. Guerrero, right, the state. And my mom was born in Monterrey, but she was from Camargo.
And you were born in the U.S.?
Yes, I was born in, unfortunately, California, and but I migrated when I was a child, so it was which I'm glad I was raised here in Texas, because who knows what I would have been. I probably would have had a nose ring, blue hair. Who would have known?
Yeah. That's cool. I was born in Mexico.
No, yeah, I read about that. You were adopted, right?
Yep, I was born in Guadalajara, and then I was adopted at around 1 month old, and I came to the U.S. and I grew up in New York City.
Oh wow!
And then I moved to Los Angeles for 3 years until 2015, 2018. I lived there, and then I moved to Thailand, and I spent a lot of time in Vietnam also, and then when COVID hit, Thailand first, I moved back to the U.S., bought a car in New York, and drove down to Florida to hunker down during COVID, which ended up being one of the smartest decisions I've ever made in my life. And then when Mexico lifted the vaccine mandates after Joe Biden won, that's kind of around the time they did it. I went back and forth between Mexico and Florida for about 2.5 years until I was diagnosed with kidney failure. And that's why I had to hunker down here in Tampa until I get a transplant.
Now, let me ask you this. So when you moved from New York, did your adopted family live there? They still currently live there, or they all?
Oh yeah,
They're
yeah. Most of my family's in New York. Most of my family's based in New York.
So you're man. So that's pretty diverse. You know, I mean, like as far as like living in New York, you basically grew up with everybody. You know, and that's kind of like how the outcome. You know, the way I am now is because I grew up with every race almost. You know, and it was in Harris County, Houston. Uh, but yeah, that's cool. So your parents still live in New York, but you moved by yourself to California.
I
Is
moved
that
by
right?
myself to California. I've always been kind of like my like a nomad.
Yeah.
So for about 5 years, from 2018 to what was it, 2022, I didn't have a mailing address. I
Oh, wow.
basically I lived out of hotels and Airbnbs all around the world. Um, Even here, when I was first in Florida, I was living out of Airbnbs and hotels because I enjoyed that lifestyle of never knowing where I'm going to be the next day. And the only reason why I have an apartment now is because of my dialysis. I need to have an apartment for my medical treatment. But once I get a transplant, I am most likely going to go back to my old lifestyle, which is going to
Okay.
be picking up and
Now,
just moving around.
now let me ask you this. Uh, the kidney failure, was it something that a result from maybe from Thailand or
No,
Vietnam, or or do they think it's something that
no. So
it was just
my
hereditary?
specific cause was an autoimmune disease called, and it's always hard to pronounce, glomerulonephritis. Nailed
Oh,
it.
wow. I couldn't
And
do
yeah,
it.
that's when the immune system attacks itself, attacks a healthy
Okay.
organ. And in my case, the immune system attacked the basically the filters on my kidneys.
Man, because
Um,
you look so healthy, you know. I mean, you know, like from what I've seen. So I was like, man, you know, you look like you take care of yourself.
yeah.
You know, is
You
it
know,
so?
I don't think people understand how devastating kidney failure is when they look at me as like their only exposure to it. Because when people see me, they see me at these protests, they see me pretty good muscle mass, they see me pretty positive, high energy guy. But 99% of dialysis patients, they don't have the experience I'm having right now. They lose mobility, they lose the ability to walk, they lose all their muscle mass. They're sick most of the time, they're nauseous all the time. But I'm pretty strict when it comes to what I need to do to make this work as best as I can. And that includes like a specific diet, specific fluid restrictions, making sure I never miss treatment. So I'm pretty loyal to my program, and I think that's why I'm having such a good experience with kidney failure compared to other people. But
Yeah.
it's also because I was always fit before kidney failure. So I think if you are fit and then you have something like kidney failure, it's easier to
Yeah,
withstand and manage.
it's taking long before your body actually feels the
And
which.
I'll tell you guys something else. I just started testosterone 2 months ago.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm on testosterone now, which is technically a steroid, and that has been helping so much. Oh my god, that is testosterone shots. If you're my age, guys, whoever's watching, if you're in your 40s, get your testosterone levels checked, and if you are low, it is like a miracle drug. It is a miracle drug.
Right.
I feel so much stronger, more energy. And my mental clarity is so much better. I mean, people tell me all the time in my videos, they see that I'm wittier again. I'm high energy again. And so I just encourage every guy watching, check your testosterone levels. And if you're low, don't be ashamed to talk to your
Dude,
doctor about it.
I could tell mine were low. I'm gonna tell you why, because man, back then I used to be short fuse, bro. Now I'm like, I mean, you know, they say, oh, it's with age, but I think that's because your testosterone levels are low, bro. Because you know, there's times where like they disrespect me, and I'm like, whatever, whatever, right? And in my mind, like, Robert, what are you doing? Oh, you're a little bitch. Do something about it. And I'm like, nah, it's fine.
You will definitely, like, I've noticed that when I'm driving and somebody like does something that pisses me off, I definitely react more now in my car than I did before. Like I don't honk or harass them or anything like that, but I
You're
will
just
like,
like, oh.
yeah, I'll like curse them out under my breath more now than when I'm on testosterone than I did prior to when I had low T. So it does make an impact.
Yeah, that's good to know, man. I'm for sure gonna get that checked because
Yeah, me too.
you know, and it's not a shame. You know, I
No.
say this like that
How
because
old are
it
you?
really isn't. You know,
How old are you?
I'm 39. So
Okay, so you're
I'm
right around that age where you might actually start seeing, drop offs. They say around 40, because the range is you want to be between 300 and 1,000. That's like the
okay.
range you want to be in. I was at 190.
Wow.
And I'll tell you this, with kidney failure, low T is very common because when you have kidney failure, your hormones get thrown out of sync. So it's actually the majority of kidney failure guys have low T. So that's most likely what caused mine. And now that I've been on it for 8 weeks, I hope that I'm in range. But a lot of people who see me say that I've gotten significantly bigger already in just 2 months.
Wow.
And the
Okay.
gym, by the way, all my lifts are going up by like 50, 60% already.
Man, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy's getting it. He's like, ooh,
Oh,
ooh,
yeah.
yeah, that's good.
That's good. That's good energy. I'm definitely low T.
Well, you don't know that until you get checked. You
I
look
know.
high T.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I don't feel the same way because I used to lift weights back in the day when I was in the military. I used to be like on the rage mode, like 99% of the time. And the 1% I was sleeping. So 99% of the time I was like on the rage mode. But now it's like I feel like a sluggish. I feel tired like every day. And I went to the VA for that like
Yeah.
months ago. And I got my blood drawn and everything, but they never told me about my levels. They just like whatever. It's been about a year already.
They don't
And
they
then
don't usually they don't usually check testosterone unless you ask.
and I ask them, and they draw blood and everything, but they don't care. So, question for you: you went to the Comic Con, I believe, last week, right?
Yeah.
I saw a few videos and I was laughing. I saw the female like with the different eye, and she was like dressed in black with the little cane walking around.
I can already tell this is gonna be good.
I know. And I saw the one that interviewed the teacher, that she was a teacher. And I was like, I think I commented on the video, like, how the hell you will have a teacher like with that mentality? Like
Yeah.
that is we are doomed. I think I comment on it, like we are doomed. If she's a teacher, we are doomed because our kids are subject to being
Yeah.
brainwashed by that lady.
And wait, that's a lady?
No, that was
Oh,
not a lady.
oh man, I was about to say.
No,
dude.
I think he put like 2 videos.
I'll tell
of
you
it.
what, you're
And it was
good. Ash,
crazy.
Ash Ketchum,
I
the
know.
Pokemon character.
Yeah, I like Pokemon too.
Me
When I
too,
saw you on
yeah.
the Pokemon, I was
Somebody
like, oh, yeah.
somebody told me that I wasn't Ash Ketchum, I was Ice Catch Them.
I can't. That's a good one, dude.
That's a good one.
No, that's a good one, dude.
I was like,
Hey, by
that's
the way-
really witty. I was like, that's pretty good.
I know. So you
Yeah.
mentioned you have 4 little friends with you.
Well, 3 of them are right here, actually. They've been here the whole time.
Oh, look at them.
them.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got one. He's around here somewhere.
Camilo.
Where's
Yeah.
Camilo? Let me look for Camilo. We
Yeah,
got
it's a miniature schnauzer.
Oh,
I have
cool.
one too. Mine's called Freddy. We just recently got him. I'm more of a cat person, but I do love all animals, and I will tell you that I have this cat that I don't know if you like anime, but I watch One Piece, and I
I've
named
heard of
him
that.
Luffy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, this cat is huge, bro. I don't know. It's called the Turkish van. This cat is huge, and when I mean huge, I'll send it to you later on Facebook. But this cat's huge, bro. And I'm saying it wrong, like Donald Trump. Huge.
Huge.
Yeah, but dude, man, yeah, this one clip that he's gonna show, I guess this first figure that I see, he's wearing a shirt says "Trans people exist." Yeah, man, I mean, I don't think no one's questioning that they don't exist.
No, I know they
never
exist.
did that.
I just think that a lot of it is a social contagion.
Yep, me
I
too.
think a lot of it stems from childhood trauma. I think a lot of it comes from, how would I phrase this? Being unlucky with the opposite sex in terms of dating. And so I think these people are like struggling to find a community they belong to, try to escape the trauma. And also, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of people that are trans, like they did not have a good experience dating the opposite sex. Oh, look at that beautiful dog.
Camilo, say hi.
That's Camilo right here.
Hello. It's a boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was running away from me. He knew.
He's got
He's
cool
like-
colors. Look at that. Black and white. Beautiful.
He doesn't like the camera. He's pushing the mic away.
Yeah, he don't like the podcast at all.
Yeah.
He's adorable.
He knows me, but he always still barks at me.
Well, he's letting you hold him right now. You look pretty comfortable.
Oh, yeah, he took off.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, dude, that is, yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's a contagion. And, you know, to me, you know, it's fine if they want to do that, you know, like if they want to do that to themselves,
Yeah,
if
I
they
don't
want to
mind.
live that life. But it's just, to me, it draws a line when you're like trying to implement it to children. And, you know, that's kind of a slippery slope for pedos, you know, like you're opening a door that you don't want to open. And, you know, at least that's what I think as a society, we should take care of the most vulnerable, which would be our children, you know?
I also don't like that their I mean, I don't want to be rude here, but like their delusion, they
Yep.
want to make that our reality. And I
Exactly.
don't think that that's fair. Like if I see a man in a dress and that's what it is, that's what I'm going to call it.
Yep.
And for them to demand that I have to acknowledge them as a female when my own eyes and ears are telling me that's a
Yep.
man, I could see it's a man. It's like it's not my responsibility to cater to your delusion. If you are a man and you want to be a female, then it's your responsibility to make sure you look like a female and that you're passable. Because if you have a 5 o'clock shadow, you're probably a man. You know, if you're
Exactly.
6'5" with broad shoulders, you're probably a man. But if you could be someone like Blair White, you know Blair White?
Yeah.
Yeah, Blair White's done a good job, I think, of transitioning. Whereas if I did not know who Blair White was, I might have thought she was a female. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So if you want to be trans and you want me to see you as a female, make sure you look like a woman. You need to trick me all the way. Because if I see any signs that you're a man, then you're a man.
But, you know, like for all these transgender, or like Cartman says, transgenders, you know, like for all these transgenders, you know, they, they, it's just the arrogance, bro. Like if, like I get it. Like let's say, sorry, Julio,
No, you're
I don't
good.
mean, if Julio was a transgender,
No, I would fail miserably.
this is why I was apologizing. But you know, if, and you know, he's being polite, you know, like uh I'm she, her, then I would be like, okay, I would comply, right? But then when you're saying, no, you have to call me this because this is my identity, this is my reality, and like you said, you're forcing me to live in your delusion, then that's when I'm like, whoa, hold on, bro. Because you're a bro. Hold on, bro. You're not gonna make me do. And maybe this is what you're talking about. I probably still have testosterone, which I'm good. But yeah, you know, I would be like, hey, hold on, bro. You know, you know, you're not a chick. Like you said, if you look like Blair White, right? You know,
Yeah.
then maybe you'd fool me, you know.
You know, when I was spending time in Mexico, I was spending a lot of time in Puerto Vallarta. I don't know if you
Okay.
guys have you been there?
No.
It's
I've
one of
been
my favorite
Cancun.
cities in Mexico, and I had noticed in the past, year in like 2022, I started noticing that there was more and more transgender people in
Wow.
Mexico than I'd ever seen before. Because I never really noticed transgender people in Mexico before. I mean,
Me either.
I've been going there for years, but I noticed in 2022 when I was living there, I started seeing them more, and I realized that this is now entering cultures and countries that we would think are more conservative in their values, right? Because
Exactly.
Mexico is a Christian Catholic nation for the most part, very family oriented, right? Multi generational households, all that stuff. But it's coming there too, and I think Mexico, for example, is going to change a lot in the next couple of years, especially the big cities like Mexico City,
Yeah.
Guadalajara. I think that they're going to the feminist movement's already pretty big there, but I do think that this transgender, non-binary stuff, non-binario, right? I think that
Yeah.
that is going to become much bigger in Mexico in the next 10 years. It's just interesting watching it happen in real time.
Dude, that's insane, right? And you've been in Thailand, so let me ask you this. You know where I'm going with this.
I know.
There's a lot of transgendered over there, right? And the thing is they look, you can't tell, you know,
Well,
Because their body
let me
constitution.
just put it this way: when a Thai man transitions, it's a lot easier for them because if you look at a Thai man on average, the average height in Thailand is 5'6", right? So
okay.
already you have shorter people. And in
Right.
general,
Right.
Asian genetics are not they're not very hairy people. They don't have a
No,
lot of body hair, they don't have a lot of facial hair. So
correct.
when they transition, they already have smoother skin, they're already shorter, and they're already thinner. So to go from male to female in Thailand doesn't take as much effort as it would here in the US, right? But secondly, Thailand has laws in place that your identification must be how you were born. So even if there's like a ladies' night at a club, the lady boys, they call them lady boys there, they have to pay the same cover charge that men do, which I find to be kind of interesting, right? Because here in the US, if there's ladies' night, then a trans person would be able to get in for free.
Yeah.
But not in Thailand. They don't play those games in Thailand. They all have the official IDs have to be their birth gender.
Man.
So
and that's why,
dude, I feel bad for the youth today.
That's
the
why.
boys.
Yeah, I know they're confused. That's why they are fighting so hard. Like I'm from Puerto Rico, and they're fighting real hard in Puerto Rico to put X on the birth certificate nowadays.
Oh,
they're
no.
pushing that BS, that putting X on the birth certificate, and that leads to a lot of it's like a slippery slope. Once you go down that, it will not end well, and we see it right now, like in the U.S. how now people, like, you interview a lot of people in Price, and Kaden also interview a lot of people.
Shout out to Kaylin.
When you guys ask them when is a good age to transition, what is a like appropriate age, they were saying like 2 years old,
I know,
1.5, 3 years old, and I'm
well,
like,
they think a lot of times that trans people are born that they're trans in the womb. So they think that you're born trans, like conceived trans in the womb. But I always find that ironic because these are the same people that also are for abortion. So they think that they're trans people in the womb, but they're also okay with killing them in the womb. So I don't get a lot of their ideology. A lot of it's inconsistent and hypocritical. And it's fun to expose it at these events.
Yeah, because when you challenge them, I mean, I could see those wheels turning and they're just like, you know what? This interview's over. You know, it's like,
they do that a lot.
dude, man.
They just get out. They just like,
man.
are you those right-wing lunatics? And they look like lunatics. And I'm like, man,
It's
that's
their
funny.
eyes, dude. Their eyes.
They go crazy. You know what size too? In Tampa, when you guys go to Fort Lauderdale and interviewing people, I'm surprised in Tampa or a lot of liberals, lunatics out there. A lot of liberals.
Tampa did vote red last election, but it's a very blue city because of the universities that we have here, a lot of colleges. And in general, with Florida, you have a lot of retirees come down here from, northern states. And so that's why a lot of these people are, we have a lot of liberals down here.
Yeah, we have that that influx over here where we live in Magnolia, and
From California.
From California and New York, a lot of people moving in. And you will see it on the social media. A lot of people say, hey, on like here in Magnolia, they're like, I know you're from California, but don't bring your left BS over here.
Yeah,
because Montgomery County is like 98% Trump land. I mean, wherever you go to the woods and you driving around, there is F Joe Biden and F Kamala. Like, you will see banners. I mean, in front of the houses, and they got picket fence.
Yeah,
and you will see that banner is like 10 by 8, like huge.
Yeah, and if you go on 1488, there's a highway right here. They have like these events where they'll do what you do, where they have Trump flags and just like a whole row of people, and they're just drinking beer and just having music loud. And
that's fun.
And you see black, Mexican, whites, Asians. They're all, and it's diverse. It's not just the way they make it seem like, oh, white supremacy, and all that. But dude, it's nuts. But I want to say again, and I probably already said it, but I'm gonna say it again. What you do and what Caitlin and Charlie Kirk, you guys are like the best, and we need people like you to keep doing that, because Lord knows that you guys are level-headed, you guys are calm, you know how to handle these people for sure.
I can't, man. I'll be throwing my mic. You will see it. You will see something.
No, I mean, I can compose myself,
No,
but when that guy did that whole gesture at you like that, I mean, my reaction probably would have been like, come on, motherfucker, motherfucker, let's go, Throw down.
No, I try to keep it cool, and I'm really looking forward to 2026 midterms. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then I'm also looking forward to 2028, especially to see who we nominate, where it goes, because election season's always so much fun doing these YouTube channels. I will say though that I have a lot of really cool collaborations coming up in the next couple of months. So stay tuned for some of those. And just so you guys know, the reason why I'm itching my nose a lot this time, I'm not a coke addict. It's that I gave my dogs I gave my dogs a haircut before this
Okay.
podcast, and so I'm normally not allergic to my dogs, but when I give them haircuts, I guess their dander gets into the air or
Yeah.
something, and it just makes me like a little allergic. So that's why I've been itching my face. It's not because I just did
Yeah,
lines of
that's fine.
coke. I don't do any drugs
Hey,
except
no,
testosterone. I do testosterone.
yeah, we were laughing because before you hopped in, we are talking about Howard Stern and how he was making fun of that lady with coke, you know, and we just thought it just felt good with the joke, you know. But dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. One question that I want to bring: what is your prediction? Who will be on the in 2028? That was my question for you because I have mine, but I want.
I mean, I have my preference and what I believe is gonna be, but yeah.
So on my YouTube channel, somebody left a comment a couple weeks ago saying that they were a time traveler from the future,
Yeah.
and they said that mark my words, the candidate in 2020 is going to be Ron DeSantis. They said that he's going to win 8 years in a row, and then Josh Shapiro is going to win the next 8 years. So that was the time traveler's prediction: DeSantis for 8 years, followed by Josh Shapiro. Now, my personal prediction is I think JD Vance is probably the best bet. However, I feel like Ron DeSantis is going to put up a big fight in 2028.
Yeah.
And I think Ron DeSantis is a damn good candidate too.
And
he's good. The way he runs Florida, is pretty damn good.
And he's a good candidate, but I think he needs that energy, you know, like
he needs that it factor.
Yeah, like he just needs to be more when he speaks. It's kind of like clear eyes is awesome. Like, you know, he's just more monotone. He needs to be more
energetic,
more. Hey, maybe he needs testosterone. Just saying.
Maybe he does. Maybe he's low T.
No, I'm just saying. But yeah, he's a good. What's your prediction, Julio?
I will predict JD Vance will win, and I would think his VP will be Rubio.
Ooh,
that's a possibility. I don't see nobody else in the ballot. I mean, I would have Byron Donalds, but now he's running for to be the governor of Florida. That's why I was dropping. But my top three, it was JD, Rubio, or Byron Donalds. But I will see Byron Donalds running for president in my best estimate, 2032. I'll probably see Byron Donalds running for president after a few runs as a governor. So that's why I see him later on coming up. But I will not dismiss JD Vance. He's a strong candidate. The way he handled Zelensky on that interview, and Donald Trump, and Donald Trump let him cook for a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
So that kind of like brings a lot of I would say power on the White House, because Donald Trump let him cook for a little bit, and he handled it well. So, and he been going to different countries and getting deals done.
Oh man!
And a lot of news did not.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
So JD Vance is going around doing his thing, and I see him a strong candidate for 2028. And if he runs against DeSantis, that would be a good debate to see in the GOP.
and we have a lot of.
Oh, you got some merch. I like your merch. I like your patriotic.
No, this is not my merch, but I love this shirt. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, we are.
Ooh. Baron 44. Yeah.
Hey, we gotta clip this.
Hey, I could see that happening. That would be like
that's when he's eligible to run. He'll be 35 in 2044. So
John Adams and John Quincy Adams Jr. That's Donald Trump and Barron Trump. That would be a good legacy right there. But my prediction.
I would love to see a Trump run in 2028, to be honest. Like if I could choose.
Yeah, that would.
I would like to see Ivanka Trump or Eric or Don Jr. because even if they run as VP, just to have them on the ticket, I think would cause a meltdown from the left, and that would give us more entertainment for the next 4 to 8 years if
Oh,
we could put a
wow.
Trump back on the ticket.
Yeah. Marlene Miranda says, what was your motivation to be the voice to speak at these political rallies?
Oh, so yeah, Marlene, I basically for a couple years I did flag waves by myself. So I would just go to like public street corners with different Trump flags, and I would just basically talk to the camera and talk to people as they passed by, and people really seemed to enjoy those interactions. And then I heard about all these protests going on, and people like Caitlin Bennett from Liberty Hangout, showed me how much fun and entertaining it could be to try to talk to these people. So I got to give Caitlin Bennett a lot of credit for inspiring me to you know do that on my channel as well as the flag waves. Um, and I've had a great time. And again, when I go to these protests, it's not about convincing the people that are there because I can't do that. Like they're not going to change their minds, but it's all about exposing how insane they are. So that way, if an 18-year-old first-time voter is trying to figure out who to vote for and they stumble across my video, they'll look at the left and be like, these people are nuts. I want nothing to do with them. And then they'll look at me and my fact checks and be like, this side seems to make more common sense and be based in reality. And that's kind of the point of the videos.
Yeah, that's powerful too. That's very powerful.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, that's to me, man, that's what I'm saying. What they do is very important because a lot of that didn't exist 10 years ago. We didn't have that, and now we do. But
And
real
let me tell you this
quick, my
something.
prediction.
What's really cool is like when you see the news, like the traditional news, go to these political rallies, like NBC, ABC, they get sound bites from the protesters, but they're not really doing any pushback because a lot of these channels are on the same side as the protesters.
Yep.
So our content really gives you that raw, authentic reaction, like look into what's really going on at these protests, how they're actually behaving.
Let the chips fall where they may, like the saying,
Yep.
you're hearing your facts, their facts, and let the audience align themselves.
Exactly.
They might hear you and they think you're a loony. They might hear, but or they might hear her and she's a loony. But at the end of the day, let them, if they're educated or smart enough to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
And then one thing I do want to say is if you look at my YouTube channel, my YouTube channel description is political street comedy. So that's something to keep in mind is like when people come to my channel, it is an entertainment channel. But what I've done is I've been able to pepper red pill and information into that channel, like real facts. But it is political street comedy first.
Yeah, we're about to put it on the bottom. But yeah, and so my predictions for the 2028, I would say JD Vance for president, and then like Marco Rubio, and then if it's not him, my next person would be Ron DeSantis, and his running mate would be, I don't know who would his running
Tulsi.
mate
Let's
would
get
be.
Tulsi in there.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Dang. That's a good pick.
I love Tulsi. I love Tulsi.
Who I would really want though as a president, who I would really, really want, which I don't think he would make it because he's intellectual, like he's too smart, is Vivek Ramaswamy. I like that dude.
Me too. Big fan of him.
Yep. He's just so smart that when he talks, it goes over people's head. Like he's just too.
He's too witty. He's too smart, and
it just unfortunately, we're America, and we don't. I mean, we voted Trump. You know what I mean? I mean, he's a good guy, but like it's just we need people that are like, in the Trump like that. Just we love entertainment. We love, but at the same facts, and if and the charisma at the same time, which Trump has all that.
Yeah.
And
you got the whole package.
Vivek, I don't think he's entertaining, nor is Ron DeSantis, but the facts are there within them, right?
Yeah.
So, that's just my belief. But, JD Vance is actually kind of, and I kind of see that Trump is kind of leaning to either both of them, Rubio and JD Vance, but we'll see.
Yeah. Have you seen? I don't know. Before we closing out, have you seen Regal Star prediction on 2020? 2028 and forward. I'm gonna bring that up real quick because I saw it this morning and that was kind of interesting. Shout out to Regal Star. He's upcoming guy on X. He's just like crushing it with the numbers. I mean, every video that
Awesome.
he does, he just crushing it. Let me put him up real quick. But he posts a bold prediction, which is like it will take over the political for the Republican for the next 24 years. And then let me put it.
Well, and see, what are your thoughts, real quick, while he's pulling this up, about the whole Texas Democrats fleeing to Chicago?
I have to look into exactly what happened. I know that they flee to like avoid, is that redistricting or something? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's just that's a weak move, and they're like proud of it too. Apparently, they're like celebrating the fact that they ran away.
Well, and see, the thing is, that was their gameplay for years, and we fact checked it and looked it up. And now that we're finally playing their game, because we've been playing the wrong game, the Republicans, and that's why we've been losing ground. But now that we're playing their game because we have the higher ground thanks to Trump, they're freaking out.
Yeah.
Oh, here it goes. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's still loading. So basically, we're just now finally playing their game, and we're actually gonna win now. And they're just freaking out. And the thing is, this is what I was saying. Like, I feel like I can see the pattern that they don't know their words because they're over there saying we're fighting, but then they're running away, and
Right.
we're out here fighting, and you just abandoned your constituents,
They do that a lot.
Yep.
They just like they like to run away.
And it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just
Maybe
it's crazy.
that's where the protesters get it from. They're following after their Democratic politicians. They run away when they don't like what's happening.
Exactly. And then and what happened to we're a constitution republic, but they claim, oh, democracy. Well, what happened to democracy? You are running instead of using your voice and vote against what you're trying to avoid. Even though you're not going to make a difference, but at least it's written that you voted against that, I mean, but again, I guess they just don't get it. But man, it's crazy. There's just so much going on right now. And to me, I'm now realizing how fascinating and how honorable that you're on dialysis and you're still, having this fight and doing what, believe it or not, what you do is very powerful. I mean,
Thank you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate everything you do.
And I just want to say, I appreciate you guys having me on. I apologize for Monday. My nurse's schedule got thrown off. But I'm happy that we got to speak today for like an hour about, things that are going on in the country. And if you guys want to have me on again in the future, let me know if there's a breaking news story that you want to talk about. We could definitely hop on together and shoot the crap,
Yeah, definitely, man. Anytime, if you feel like, hey, you want to share something with us too, let us know, man. Because you will always be welcome here. And go ahead, Julio.
Yes, sir. So we are. Can I find the video? The video is still loading for some reason. The internet is crazy today. Yeah, they're building a new phase in our subdivision, and the water is running slow, and the internet's been out of whack for the last couple of days, and I have pretty fast internet. But anyway, nevertheless, I would say thank you to you for coming on. And I understood by Monday, don't worry about it, man. It happened. And I know your situation. I hope you get better. I hope
Thank
you
you,
get the
guys.
transplant soon enough so we can have you 200% back. Because imagine if he's doing it right now like that, and imagine him.
Oh yeah,
100%. It will be.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
It's gonna be over.
And then he said he's like a nomad, so we'd be here in the studio.
All right, I'll see you guys there soon. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Hey.
All right, guys.
God bless you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, take care.
Take care.
And there you have it. That was our friend Adam Francisco in the studio.
Very good guy. I love that dude.
I
That
know.
dude is awesome. I feel like I could just,
Yeah,
I
we
could talk for hours,
Yeah,
you know. But
we could go on and on and on every hour because he's a great guy. So we're gonna have him on hopefully sometime soon. Just guys, let us know if you guys want him. Let me find the last news for today because it's a lot to
hey,
talk
and
about.
then if he ever does come down here, take him to the shooting range, show him how Texas rolls,
Oh, yeah.
baby.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, take him
that'd
to the
be
range,
that'd be really good.
shoot some guns, see some
Eat some barbecue.
eat some barbecue.
You like some barbecue?
Yeah.
You know, this fat boy loves barbecue.
There is one spot. There is one spot here in Montgomery County, barbecue. It's a great spot. I'm gonna put it up so people can see it.
Dude, okay, so
It's a
there was
barbecue
this
spot.
one spot called Cooper's.
Oh yeah, I heard
Yeah,
about it.
dude, Cooper's.
What,
Oh
Tumble?
man. Well, there was one in
There's one good in Tumble and one good in Montgomery.
yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. I don't like cornbread, but I love their cornbread.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
That's a good thing.
I love barbecues. Well, I love every food.
Oh, so we're gonna close out for today. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure to have you on. Please, if you are on if you're watching us from any platform, please, so as
Like?
matter, yes, to subscribe. Man, I got
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, that all that stuff. Do it for us.
And comment, please comment down below. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't like. Let us know if you want a certain guest. Let us know whether, hey, these topics are boring. Go back to the UFOs or go back to the whatever. Just let us know. You know, here at the X-Ray Podcast, we dive into anything and everything that we could think of, anything that we feel passionate about. And you know, we try to stay on the news because you know, we like to be aware of what's going on.
Let me see if I can get Rigo on.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see if we can get Rigo on the phone. But you know, and for you guys don't know who Rigo is, he's a
Let me bring his page so people.
yeah.
can
Let's.
see.
If you want me to.
I got it.
Okay, cool. And you see, this is Rigo right here. We can play something if it plays now because I'm sure. There we go.
That's him. That's him right there.
Yep, that's Rigo right there.
Let's see if we can play his this video right here because I want to play this video because he's talking about who will be the next governor next president.
Oh,
that's this
okay.
prediction that I want to play earlier, but now I'm gonna play it for you guys.
Well, I think most likely, in all fairness, he's the vice president.
Let's see, the internet's been out of whack in the last couple of days, so you know my apologies for that. So let me go and here we go. See if we-
Marco is also somebody that maybe would get together with JD in some form. I also think we have incredible people, some of the people on the stage right here.
Let's have some fun and prophesy.
Give it a second.
I know internet's out of whack, man. I hate it.
The next 24 years together. Now, if you've been with me since the beginning, you know that I've already prophesied several things. Like last August, I said Kamala's campaign would crash and burn by October. Hit that one out of the park. Then the night before the election, I said that President Trump will win the popular vote and will win with 312 electoral votes. The video is still there. And now President Trump is saying what I've been saying all along. A Vance Rubio ticket is a dream, and I'll tell you why. First, let's start off with my boy, JD Vance, who is loved by all Americans who don't have pronouns in their bio. He's especially loved by men. He's smart, he's logical, and even with a rough upbringing, he does not have a victimhood mentality. A combo the left hasn't seen in years and can't be beat. Not until they can define what a woman is. And this man is not a puppet. He's brilliant, blue-collared, and the media cannot touch him. No, they can't. Now let's talk Marco Rubio. Now this man has been a complete ninja in the Trump administration. He's strategic and extremely effective. And let's be real honest, this man will secure the Latino vote. And no, this is not identity politics. It's just the reality. After 8 years of Vance, Latino voters will not give up the opportunity to elect the first Latino president into office. It's really quite brilliant. So we have 8 years of Vance, 8 years of Rubio. And since Marco Rubio is a very smart man, I see him choosing wisely and picking none other than Tulsi Gabbard as his VP. That's right, setting her up to not only be the first female president, but the
That's what
50th
reminded
president
you.
of the United States. A woman.
Dude, that
How that would be.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was a critic of Tulsi Gabbard, and the only reason why is because when she was a Democrat, she was saying stuff like, she wanted to make sure all the drugs were legal, and I just can't, I can't. I can't jump in that bandwagon. Everything else was good on her part, no wars, that was her biggest thing, that she didn't want any wars and stuff. And again, that was why I really liked Tulsi. And but then later, as she got more red pilled, I guess is the phrase, um, or the buzzword of the day, the red pill. But she basically started sounding more and more MAGA, and when Donald Trump picked her as her intelligence, man, I think that was the best move. And then the whole move about the Russian collusion hoax, because for a while, me and Julio were talking about this. I don't know if we did talk on the podcast, but we said, man, there was no sound of Tulsi Gabbard while everything was going. Remember the bombing of Iran. I mean, we've gone through so much here in the last 6 months, but silence. There was no sound, nothing on about Tulsi Gabbard. And then she pops out with these, boom. You know what? Hey, Obama was the one that signed it. And it's just nuts because it's crazy. It's just like she caught them all in the cookie jar, as the phrase says. I probably said it wrong, but now you got all this that's coming out, and of course, Obama's probably not going to see any jail time, but just the fact that they're going to have to come out and speak about it and talk and have them plead the fifth, just like the Jeffrey Epstein stuff.
Yeah.
Like all the Clintons, they're going to say, I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. And really, that's holding them accountable because the world's going to see them. The world's going to see that they are fraud. They're just fraudulent. They're corrupt politicians, and they were revered as one of the best politicians around their time. So the fact that we're finding out that they were actually not sincere at all is just I'm just so glad. And this says, Marlene says, yes, would love to see you guys interview with Rigo. Yeah, man, Rigo. Shout out with Rigo, man.
He's crushing it.
Yeah, he is crushing it.
Yeah, he is. He's all over the place, man. He's just like getting numbers like crazy. Like every post is just like above 500,000 views. It's nuts. So I just text him. Hopefully he's able to see it if he's watching right now. We'll find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Yeah, but yeah, he's a very, 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 very intelligent guy. Is he from Puerto Rico too? He's from Puerto Rico, huh?
Yeah, he's from the South Bronx, and I think he's in Puerto Rico right now.
Oh, he lives in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, as of right now, yes.
But is he Puerto Rican?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes, he is.
Oh, so do you think he speaks Spanish?
I guarantee he does.
Okay.
I will not say he's 100%, but because I have not talked to him in person, but I think he does.
Because the reason why I say that is for some of y'all that don't understand, know that, but in Puerto Rico, there's actually a lot of people that speak English, right? They don't speak Spanish, and then there's some that do speak Spanish, but the Puerto Rico and Spanish is a little different from the Mexican Spanish, and the Spaniard Spanish is different. It's kind of like the Yankee English, the people from New York and the people from Jersey, they talk different. but people from Cali, they talk a little different. People from Texas, well, we say y'all, right?
Yep.
There's little differences, but it's the same. We understand each other. But yeah, this guy is pretty cool. Rigo, I also think I don't want to get the facts wrong, but I think he's gay too, right?
Yeah, he's very conservative, gay. He's openly gay, and we don't mind. I love the guy.
Yeah, me too.
Because
Yeah,
he's just
this guy-
honest, and he's just honest and common sense.
Dude,
That's what I like.
When I see him, he's blunt, bro.
Oh yeah, he don't play. I mean, he don't play games, and I like him. I mean, he can separate like we say in Puerto Rico, the seed from the
Fruit.
straw. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah,
He
okay.
can separate the both, and he's a great guy. Hopefully, he saw my message on Instagram. He might jump in. I gave him the link. He might jump in. If he does, I will be glad to have him on. We are like we are 2 hours in, and damn, this 2 hours flew by, man. These
I
2
know,
hours.
it really did.
It happened when you live streaming for the first time. If you have not live streaming before, it's nuts. Like you start and you start talking about different subjects, and before you know it, an hour and a half, 2 hours flew by. It's like I feel like I've been here for just 40 minutes.
Honestly, to be honest with you, yeah, I was having fun with Adam. Adam was very cool. You know, I
Yeah, he
really
was a
like the
very cool
guy. And I would so love to chat with Rico because I'm telling you, that dude tells it how it is. I mean, I wonder if we can find more clips. Which
Yeah, I think we do.
dude, there was one that my wife was telling me about the transition, about the kids that he was speaking about. And
Oh yeah,
dude,
I know. He posted that like a couple days ago.
So
he was talking about the people transitioning. Let me see. He posted one 8 hours ago, which was the the prediction. And I like this one when he breaks down. Let me share this.
Oh, the
screen with you.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, when he breaks down the Jeffrey Epstein timeline about Trump being accused of being in the island, and the timeline didn't match. That was a good breakdown from him. Let me see if I can find the video. We scrolling through his X, and he just crushing it. Like right now, he has over. He got 40,000 followers.
40,000 followers.
But I mean, if you look at the
that's
videos,
on X,
that's on the X alone. If you look at his videos, he's just crushing it. Like the numbers are insane. Like, and the reaction and people loving his reaction.
I think TikTok is pretty.
I mean, he got nuked on TikTok once, and he came back on, and he's crushing it. I mean, he got no filters. I think this one is the one that your wife was talking about, being transphobic, but man, he's just crushing it. Numbers. He is pretty good on what he does and how he breaks everything. He's very honest, very genuine. So if Rigo is watching this, I hope he does. We would love to have him on. So
yeah, you guys give him a follow, man, because this guy is yeah, he's like online. He's very he gives you some facts basically, and in a perspective that that he gets it, and he breaks it down clearly.
Yeah.
And
From it, like, for most likely from the most unexpected side, which is like a gay man.
Yeah.
They're not expecting that.
Yeah, exactly.
Gay man, Latino.
According to
according to the left, he would be a perfect left.
Yeah, according to DEI, he is he checks all the boxes, so he can speak on everything.
He could be a poster boy.
Yeah,
he could be the poster boy for the left.
So
he's in our side.
Yeah, so
I'm
since
glad,
he's in our side,
I'm glad that he's right here on this side.
That's why they're upset, right?
They are very upset.
My wife got into a scuffle just for sharing one of his videos with a relative of hers.
Really?
Yeah, and I guess it drew a wedge, and all she did was just post it and said, I agree with this guy here, and the relative came out and said, hey man, why would you post this? This is you forget that you have a relative that's gay as well. And she's like, what does that have to do? It was about the transgender of the children, you know?
I don't play with that stuff.
Yeah, so you know, like Rigo was spitting facts, bro. And it's just sad that the left is willing to
Die on the hill.
separate their family members over ideologies, you know?
Yeah, that's real bad.
Like, isn't that like almost a cult like mentality? Like, you know, I don't agree with their politics, but if you were my family, I would still talk to you. I mean, we still have, you know, politics isn't just everything, you know?
Yeah, I see. I mean, I can see the point, and people are getting separated, which is bad on its own, just because we think differently. And most of the people that I know are conservative or Republicans are pretty welcoming and understanding people. You know, what I mean, they understand we have difference. You know, they understand if we disagree, we agree to disagree. They understand that, but it does not take over their emotion.
Yeah.
You know, we you know we do we say our facts, and if we wrong, we wrong. But we most likely 99% of the conservative are very level-headed,
Yeah.
level-headed person, and but the left tends to go overboard and have their emotions. I mean, you see on the videos of Adam Francisco and Kaylin, they just go crazy.
Yeah.
You
they
know,
do.
when you confront them with facts and with common sense, they're just like their two cells start rubbing together on their head, and they just like detach from the communication and start assaulting people or yelling and screaming. You see with the Kaylin videos are
Ye-
crazy.
And you know the thing is, Julio, like they'll repeat things without actually knowing what are they saying. Like, you know, like all the stuff we talk about, like we know what we're talking about. And if we don't know, we'll just say, hey, I don't know that much, but here, let me dive in real quick and read this real quick and understand what you're talking about.
Right.
But you know, these people, they'll just say like, you're a misogynist. And then you're like, what did I do that would make why would you call me that? What do you know what misogyny is? And then they're like, I don't know what it is, you know? I mean, they won't admit that, but their mind is like, well, you just act like misogynist traits. And it's like, okay, well, can you explain? Because maybe and the reason sometimes we ask is because it's like,
We're trying to understand.
yeah, maybe I'm the one that's wrong. Maybe we're not understanding the right terminology. And when they don't know, then you know that's when you're like, well, misogyny means basically I hate women and I just, you know, and clearly that's not the case, you know. But just so many people just especially on the left, and they call us brainwashed, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
sometimes a simple question of what is a woman, they go crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, but I cannot understand. They cannot define a woman. They want to be a woman, and then they try to defend women, quote unquote. But yet they have men invading women's spaces,
Yep.
like sports, bathroom, and just examples. But when we tell them like, hey, you are a male, biological male playing sports with biological woman, it's not fair because we're not the same. It's not
Exactly.
fair. And they get offended because like they wear a wig or they shave their legs, whatever case may be. And they get offended because we call them like we call the space space. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you are male and you're playing against women, which is not fair. And they get mad about it. And I'm like, why you get mad? That's the facts. You know what I mean? So I'm glad a couple states are banning
Protecting
males
women.
participating in female sports, and I'm glad some states taking the lead on that. And I hope more states are making this nationwide. On the 50 states,
Yep.
they are making illegal to have biological male. I don't care if they are puberty blockers. I don't care what treatment they are on. They are males and they're not allowed to participate. They can open the transgender and the third
Yeah, like make
group,
transgender Olympics or something.
something like that. They can make their own group and play against each other if they want to. But
The
I mean,
TNBA, you know.
oh my God, Robert, you just make an organization. It sounds good. Somebody's
Yeah,
gonna take
the
take the lead.
TNBA, you know, and it's just I mean, dude, that would be entertaining. And excuse me for what I'm about to say, but you'll have titties flopping and dingalangs dingling while they're playing basketball. I mean, somebody will find that entertaining. I mean, not me, but it sounds funny. But dude, I will say this: that what happened to the feminists? Why aren't they protecting women? Because it's clearly you know how I know you know how I can break it down to you why their ideology's wrong, because the feminists, the same people that are pushing that transgender men are men or transgender women are women, the same people ask this stupid question and they answer it the same. They'll say, would you rather be in the woods with a stranger man, or would you rather be with the bear? And they all pick the bear because they say they're scared more of the man than they are with the bear. Okay, these women that are saying this just prove the point that there's a difference between men and women. Why would you be scared of the man more than the bear? Right? I mean, because you can't overpower the man? Is that what you're saying? I mean, honestly, my point to that is this: that there is a difference between men and women. Our body structures are different, and not one body is better than the other. We're not saying that. We're not saying that men are better than women, and we're not saying that women are better than women, and we're not saying that we're equal either. What we're saying is that we are different. That's for me. Saying that we're different doesn't mean that I am picking one side than the other, but there's certain traits that a woman has that a guy basically lacks, and when you put us together we complement the human race,
Right.
like we make stuff, but we're better together because there's things that us guys do that women, we need women for that. And women, y'all do something, guys do something that you want from that man, and so honestly, that's facts. And when you have individuals that are trying to pretend and put an outfit and appropriate
A gender.
a gender, yeah, that's
wrong.
that's wrong. I mean, honestly, you're basically saying that a woman's only good. Like, what is that guy that the Bud Light member? Um,
Oh yeah.
he's a dude, and he thought he was a girl, and he was drinking Bud Light, and they canceled the whole Bud Light thing.
They
Whatever.
they almost they almost went belly up.
Yeah.
They almost went belly up.
Well, that guy basically made a song saying that all women do is shop, get in debt. And I'm serious. Like I was like, so wait, this is your representation of what a woman is? I mean, a woman is a lot more than just doing that. What was his name? See, we don't forgot about that guy. Uh, if I see that guy, I probably will remember. Put trans Bud Light. I think
It's Bud Light or Coors Light?
it's Bud Light.
Oh, that's right.
Oh man.
Can't see that far.
What's his name?
Is it where?
There he is, right there. Dylan Mulvaney. Okay, so he made
That thing?
Yeah, this guy here is yeah. This guy here. Oh my gosh, that is a dude. That is a dude.
Yeah, he almost took down Bud Light single-handedly.
Yep.
With one commercial that was good enough to almost. I mean, how many billions did they lost? Like
A lot. But they don't care.
You think so? Did they still double down on him?
No. They try to put like an American, like cater to the frat boys.
Oh yeah, they try to like damage control the whole
Yeah.
situation, but they were already on the
Yeah, they were already.
downslide.
It's because the thing is, Julio, there was a statistic showing that the youth,
The most consumer were male, right?
yeah, well, the youth is not consuming beer. They're
Hmm.
consuming marijuana more than they are with beer.
Oh,
Yeah, so and that is an issue too because
yeah.
I have my own opinions of marijuana, but either way though, Dylan Mulvaney, that guy, he was basically saying women are just good for shopping, and he had a whole music video. Y'all look it up. And he basically says you guys are good to be on debt and stuff like that. And to me, I'm just like, that's misogyny.
Yeah.
I mean,
Facts.
so I think women are more than just anything that is just an outfit or a dress.
Definitely.
Or, I mean, they go through this cycle called they call it a period.
They do a lot of stuff that we can't do.
Yeah, they just they make miracles, I mean,
Yeah, they're
it's just-
amazing. In my view, women are amazing, and they're here for a reason, and we're here for a reason, and our main purpose is to multiply.
Yep, procreate,
multiply, and we have to treat them like with respect, and they same way with us. They treat each other with respect, and we move forward as a civilization. But now we are kind of like we're returning to crazy times. We are living in crazy times. I hope we are able to bring some light and enjoyment to you guys live. Thank you for following us. Please like and subscribe and share this channel. We are coming back on Friday.
Yep.
To another live stream. Hopefully we have a different guest. We will let you know tomorrow afternoon when we have something dialed down and who will be our next guest for Friday. For right now, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This is Julio signing out.
It's Robert.
And I'll see you guys